If you've been around here for a while now, you already know how I feel about email marketing. It really is one of the most powerful and underused tools artists have at their disposal. Whether you're just starting out or you've been selling your work for years now, growing an email list and sending artist newsletters consistently is one of the most transformative things you can do in your art business. So if you've ever asked, what do I actually do with my email list? Or what should I write in my artist newsletter? Then stick around until the end, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of how to write your artist newsletters that sell your work, deepen relationships, and grow your artist brand. And for more videos and all things related to art business, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I release a new video. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hello, I'm Martha, and I spent over a decade working in the contemporary art world, starting out in galleries in London and eventually becoming a gallery director. I now help artists build sustainable, profitable careers without sacrificing their creativity or their integrity. Inside of the Artist Accelerator, I've helped artists go from struggling to sell £80 pieces to selling work for £12,000 or more. I've supported artists in getting full-page magazine features, tripling their online sales, and becoming fully booked with commissions for an entire year. If you'd like to learn more about the program, along with practical ways to create reliable income from your art, you can click the link in the description below to apply to work with me. So let's get into it. So I want to begin by talking about why email marketing is not just a useful tool, but an essential tool for artists who want to build a long-term sustainable business. So unlike social media, which is constantly changing, it's unpredictable and ultimately outside of your control, your email list is something that you own. Platforms rise and fall all the time. We've seen it with MySpace, Vine, and more recently with Clubhouse. Even the platforms that seem to be stable can change their algorithms overnight, suddenly limiting your reach and making it harder for your followers to actually see what you share. But with email, you're bypassing all of that noise and going straight into someone's inbox, a space where they check regularly and where your message has a much higher chance of being seen, read, and acted on. It's a far more personal and intentional form of communication. And when someone signs up to your list, they're actively raising their hand and saying, yes, I want to hear from you. That level of permission and engagement is incredibly valuable, especially in a world where attention is one of the hardest things to earn. Your email list shouldn't be an afterthought or something that you're just getting around to when you have a launch or a collection release coming up. It should be treated as the foundation of your marketing efforts, the place where you build relationships, share your processes, and invite people to become part of your world. So whether you have 10 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, what actually matters the most is not the size of your list, but the quality of the connection to the people that are on it. And here's something a lot of artists don't realize. Most social media platforms will show your content to less than 5% of your followers unless you're paying to boost your posts. But when you send an email, it goes out to 100% of your list. Even if not everyone opens it, your message is still landing directly in their inbox. And that alone puts you in a far stronger position to be seen, remembered, and ultimately supported by those in the audience that you've created around you and your work. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear from artists is that starting a newsletter must be incredibly technical or time consuming, but in reality, it's much simpler than people think, and you don't need to be particularly tech savvy to get going. There are a few great email marketing platforms out there, and the one that you choose will depend on where you're at in your business right now and what feels most intuitive for you. So if you're at the very beginning, MailChimp is a really solid option. It's clean, straightforward, and ideal for sending out simple but beautiful newsletters without needing to learn anything complicated. It also offers helpful templates and basic automation tools so you can get your first emails out quickly and confidently. Another great option is MailerLite, which is completely free for your first 1,000 subscribers, making it a very appealing choice if you're looking to test the waters and start building your list without any upfront investment. It's user-friendly, reliable, and offers more flexibility than you might expect from a free plan. And then there's Kit, previously known as ConvertKit, which is a platform that I personally use and the one that we recommend to artists inside of the Artist Accelerator. if you would like to give Kit a try, you can click the link in the description below to sign up for a free trial. Now, I love Kit because it's specifically designed for creators and small businesses in mind, and it really shines when it comes to automations, tagging, and segmenting your list as your business begins to grow. It's intuitive, powerful, and allows you to scale without needing to switch platforms down the line. The great thing is, whichever platform that you decide to go for, they all offer the core functionality that you need to get started. So the ability to create sign-up forms, send out beautiful emails, and manage your list effectively. Although we highly recommend Kit, the most important thing isn't the tool that you choose, it's that you make a start, because the sooner that you do, the sooner you begin building those deeper connections with your audience. One of the most common questions that I hear from artists is, how do I actually grow my email list? And while it's easy to overcomplicate this first step, the truth is that growing your list doesn't need to be overwhelming or overly technical. In fact, with just a few intentional tweaks, you can start attracting subscribers in a way that feels natural and aligned with your work. The first thing to focus on is visibility. You want your newsletter sign up to be obvious and easy to find, not hidden away or buried on your contact page. Ideally, your sign-up form should be featured in multiple places across your website, but especially on your homepage because most visitors land there. Pop-ups can also be incredibly effective too, even if you're hesitant about using them at first, as long as you make sure that the pop-up is easy to close so it's not frustrating or distracting. It can dramatically improve sign-up rates by drawing attention to what you're offering. You can also increase email signups by giving people a small incentive to join. So this doesn't need to be anything complicated. It could be a short behind the scenes video, early previews of your upcoming work, or access to a private collection page. Whatever you choose, it should feel valuable to your audience, easy for you to deliver, and aligned with your artist's brand. When someone subscribes to your list, it's a much stronger sign of trust than just a follow on social media. They are handing over their precious contact details and inviting you into their inbox, something that most people are usually very protective of, which means that they're genuinely interested in what you have to say as an artist. A simple exercise I always recommend is to walk through your own website as if you were visiting it for the first time and ask yourself, how quickly can you find the newsletter sign-up form? Does the wording make you want to join? Does your artist's newsletter seem appealing to a potential collector and make them want to sign up? You can even ask a friend, if you like, to have a look at your website and give you some honest feedback for you. Sometimes a perspective from someone else can really help to point out things that we're not able to see ourselves. Once you've started building your list, the key is not just to grow it, but to keep in touch with those on your list. The biggest mistake I see artists make is putting all of their energy into increasing their subscribers and then going quiet for a couple of months on end. Now, if you disappear, people are going to forget that they ever signed up in the first place, and when you finally do send something, they're more likely to unsubscribe or, even worse, mark your email as spam, simply because they don't recognise your name in their inbox. The easiest way to avoid that is to touch base with your list regularly. A good rule of thumb is to aim for at least one email per month. That frequency is just enough to keep you top of mind without ever feeling overwhelming, either for you or your subscribers. It's the consistency that matters most. When someone hears from you on a regular basis, you're building a rhythm, a sense of trust, and a feeling of ongoing connection, which is what makes them far more likely to think of you when they're ready to make a purchase or commission a piece of work. It's also worth remembering that your audience joined your list for a reason. So remember, they want to hear from you. You're not bothering them, especially when you're showing up just once a month with something thoughtful, personal, or inspiring. You don't need to overthink every email or try to reinvent the wheel here. Often, the simplest newsletters are the most powerful. So a quick update from your studio, or a photo of what you're working on at the moment, or a story about what's been inspiring you lately. These little glimpses behind the scenes are what help people in your audience to feel connected to your journey. So it doesn't matter if they're not polished or perfect. Just imagine that you're updating just a small circle of people who support you in your work. A few honest words and a glimpse into your world alone can create a meaningful connection. And if you ever find yourself hesitating, thinking, but what would I even say? A lot of artists start off feeling this way. Coming up with content for your artist newsletter doesn't have to be difficult or overly curated. So here are a few simple but meaningful ideas to keep your emails fresh and engaging. So you could talk about your recent work, not just by sharing an image or a work in progress shot, but by writing a few sentences about what inspired it, what you were exploring at the time, or any concept or meaning behind the work. Announce any upcoming exhibitions, open studios, or art fairs that you're participating in soon. Make sure to include dates, the venue, and a few words about why you're excited to share this particular body of work. You could reflect on a show that you've taken part in recently, whether it was a major event or a small local exhibition. Sharing a short story of something that you learned helps bring your audience along for the journey. If you're collaborating with another artist, be a brand or organisation, talk about what you're creating together. People love to hear about collaborations. It adds energy and depth to your practice. You could also share a bit more about your personal story, so why you became an artist in the first place, how your work is shifting, or what's been inspiring you lately. It's really these glimpses that help create a deeper connection with your audience over time. And if you're ever unsure what to write, just begin with one small update. So something that's honest, something simple, because when your emails sound like you, they do the job that they're meant to do. They're building that trust, creating that connection, and keeping your audience engaged over time. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Do you already send out artist newsletters, or is this something that you're just getting started with? Let me know which one of these ideas that you're planning to try next. And if you'd like to learn how to build your list, write emails that feel natural and aligned, and actually sell your work through your artist newsletter in a way that doesn't feel pushy, I would love to invite you to apply to the Artist Accelerator. It's really where we walk you through the full system and give you all the tools, templates, and coaching that you need to make it work. You can click the link in the description below to apply. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.